Hey, it's H here. Today we're taking a look at technical analysis for Bitcoin. I'll cover wave analysis with the Elliott Wave theory and provide multiple scenarios a price may take and explain why I prefer one count over another. Let's take a look at the different possibilities. Starting on a macro scale, this time as I was asked about my macro thoughts, so let's start with these. Let's start with the RSI though first, as we've had this trend line here coming from January 2021 highs and November 2021 highs. We've established this trend line coming down. We can see that at latest it would be end of February 2023, at which we would be expecting a breakout here. But again, this already have created a new lowest low ever on Bitcoin RSI on weekly time frame around 25, and at that point again I would be expecting us to correct that bit, create a divergence in price and in RSI, and then go higher. So that's my overall thoughts on RSI, why it is showing at the moment. Now let's take a look at the Elliott Wave counts. This is the one that I had previously. I've showed both of these counts before, but this was one of my mains that I presented before, saying that we had a 1 2 here, 1 2 here, then 3 4 and possibly wave 5 here. Now this is definitely a more bearish scenario, and we'll see what happens, but at this point we would need to get a bit more downwards, I think, for this to be at all viable. On logarithmic scale, of course, if we are measuring any of these corrections, we could be expecting very deep correction, but we'll see. However, we don't really have this too good of a look in this. Let me explain. I would have labeled this as 1 2 3 4 and 5, and having this as wave 2, this definitely did qualify with the 84% drop. What did we have here? Another 84% drop. So there is really good correlation in price, at least for the drops here, although there is no alteration here between these two. I think this was a zigzag here with a triangle in it. Can't completely remember that, but yeah, a zigzag, a simple correction, I feel like. This is a bit more complex, but again, it did not take any highs. We don't have any expanded flats or running flats in here, which would make a good alteration on these both. So that's one reason why I kinda have to say that there is some better looks possibly out there. So, but yeah, also as we are on logarithmic scale, we have to be remembering to measure things in price. This is why I have this one here. This first leg again is from $2 to all the way to $1,230, so a massive gain. In price again, that's $1,250 something, and yeah, it's pretty big of a change in percentages. Now this third wave here, of course, as we are on log, we can see that is 20k in price basically. So if we are comparing it with the fib extension tool, we are using the price here, so the arithmetic scale. So we can see the correlation between the wave 1 or compared to wave 3. We can see that the third wave is 16 times larger. So yeah, this is definitely large enough. We can even take a look here, and we just don't even see the wave 1 here. This is the third wave peak, right? So yeah, definitely enough price for the wave 3 here. Again, the wave 5 here, inverted wave 4 target here, hits the 1.618 perfectly here. We could be establishing that subcycle wave 3 here, and now we would be looking for downwards. But we'll see what happens. I'm not too concerned with this, as there are other counts that could explain things as well, a bit differently though. Of course, this could be just the wave 1 of this last cycle, and we just lowered its degree, but we'll see again. The other option here is this one, where we have this as a wave 1 2 3 4 5 into wave 1 of supercycle 2, then again 1 2 1 2 3 4 5 into the first of primary. At this point we would be expecting a massive gains to be had, and yeah, that is really bullish count. We don't have alteration between these two, so again, if it's to have the idea of this being a 1-2, 1-2, they do have a really deep corrections as well, same as this current one that we're developing at the moment. We'll come down around 70% now, so it would fit the picture that we have a 1-2 here as well. For the wave 3 of this, we had around 50% correction downwards, but again, nothing compared to the current structures that we've had in. So those are my macro overall looks, other options. Let's take a look at this structure here that we have had for quite some time now as the correction. So for this one, I have two different setups. This is one of them saying that we have an A, B, C overall coming down. On this one, we would have to have 5 waves in here in this first leg, starting from the highest high 69k. We'd have a 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. What I don't like about this is just that it doesn't have the right look here on the first structure of a wave. So 5 waves does not have the right look at all. Overall, though, it does, as we are pivoting again, just these, and it does look really good. Now on the C wave, again, we would be expecting 5 waves, which we are getting really nicely. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now this wave 3 did get to the 1.618 extension here on arithmetic scale as expected. On logarithmic scale it got a bit further, but it's still fine. Now as we did get beyond this, it is more likely that this is a third wave, but again, it is not at all uncommon for this to be an ABC. That is presented on my WXY count. Then we had a 3-wave pullback, and then again a possible 5-way setup here, whether the 3, 4 is done or not, or 5 even is done or not. We'll look into that in a bit as well. Now the extension here for the wave 5, one of the targets here at 19k has been met. Other ones we have lower, so definitely need to be keeping an eye on this. Which one is this? I can't remember. This is probably something else. I feel like this is on the wrong folder. No, there we go. So the 1-to-1 extension of this large ABC move, 1-to-1 is at around 11.8k. 1-to-1 extension, again for the 5th wave, as wave 3 was not extended, is around as well at 10.78k. Of course there is a 1k difference here, but if there is going to be some kind of capitulation event here, that wick is going to be fast, pretty much like here, or any of these other daily candles that are really fast. So definitely I won't be ruling this scenario out as of yet. The second scenario here is that we had a A, B, and C. This would fit the picture way better than the 5-way move. So again, this would give us the same overall look of this being the first leg, second leg, and this would be the third leg. At this point again, we would have, as we are having this larger WXY, we are looking for 3 waves in the last leg. Now this again, as mentioned, comes to the 1.618, which is again one of the targets of a zigzag. It is a bit further than I would prefer, but again, there's nothing really bad about that extension. So ABC correcting or getting to the wave W here. Now then 3 waves into X, and now we'll be looking for 3 waves downwards more. Now on original Elliott Wave book, it was mentioned that within a corrective pattern or double correction, this WXY in minor or yellow count, we can't have a complex correction within wave W nor within wave Y. It is fine to have it here on the wave X, but not in wave Y. But again, this is the count that looks better overall, because this first leg here is so bad looking with the 5 waves. I feel like the right look is more important than the subway structures here if this was going to be an A, B, and C. Now Can we even fill a 5 wave in here if we wanted to have this as an A, B and C coming down? I feel like we would have to force it really bad. So again, I can't really see anything here that would be 5 wave-ish. This is basically the one that would have to be the wave 4, where we would have this as a wave 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. And you see there's no correlation between the wave 2 or 4. So also wave 4 is super small. So I don't think that is really possible. But overall, again, this would be a WXY if you want to believe that. Now, let's take a look at the latest section here. We have a couple of different setups here as well. Overall, on both WXY and ABC, we are looking for 5 waves. On the ABC, I'm not sure, did I mention it? This would be just the A wave. Whether it is done here, or we're looking for a little push with the wave 4 and then 5, and then we would be looking for wave B and then C. We had the targets here around 26.7k, but this is going to be depending on if we have completed the A wave here or not. So yeah, let's zoom into this mess a bit. So there's a couple of different scenarios here. Overall, we have this structure here as 5 waves into wave 1, 2, and then we have this massive extension here on the wave 3. Then we would be looking for wave 4. Now I have two different, what can I call them? Time extensions here. This first one on yellow, we are comparing the wave 2 to possible wave 4. Now we see that at the moment we have been creating this structure upwards, so most likely this whole wave 4 is not done yet. We have not met the target of 382 yet either, so it could be making sense that we are coming up again. Now we'll look into this structure in a bit later, but let's take a look at this time Fibonacci's first. So again, comparing the wave 2 to wave 4, we see that on yellow we have the 1-to-1 extension here at the 24th. So soon, in a few hours basically, but that doesn't mean that 1-to-1 extensions is where this structure would end. I feel like it is more likely that it is just the minimum target we are usually aiming for with the wave 4, as usually wave 4 are longer than wave 2s. Just generalization there. The white counts that I have here, let me pivot 1, is comparing the wave 3 size to wave 4. So the minimum we're looking for would be this here, 38.2 or 33%, one of them. So that would be here. So overall, I would no longer look or want to say that wave 4 would be here. We don't really have a good looking 5-way structure in here either, so that wouldn't really make sense either. So to me, it is better to look for wave 4 to be higher, whether it is here at the 38.2 or somewhere else. We'll look into that in a bit. But overall, my targets in time as well are further along. So let's go back to 30 minutes. So we had this channel as well, and according to that, the wave 4 had a good place to be here. Now we did not stay there. We are now pumping up a bit, so again makes sense wave 4 to go higher. Let's take a look at the other ones. Again, same basic setup. There's really no differentiation between these two. It's just the substructures and wave 4, where do we want to place it. Same area, wave 3 here, wave 4 looking for that to happen. Previous wave 4 area of this micro scale around that area as well, so it would make sense us to get a pivot somewhere in here. Now the other scenarios that I presented last time are getting really starting to look bad and even worse as we are going on. This one was I guess the most bullish one, saying that this whole structure would be ending soon. is looking even worse at the moment, saying that we had 1, 2, 3, 4 in here, and then wave 5 as an expanded diagonal. Definitely does not have any relationships with the right look or the relationships between the wave 4 and wave 2. Of course, this is really shallow and short, and this is really shallow and long as well, but yeah, does not really work for me. I feel like I probably should just delete this one, as it does not have anything going for it. So let's do that. Then we had this scenario where we had a 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. 5 would be ending down here at 17.66k, which would be the low at the moment. Again, this would fit into the picture of having this ABC structure, where we would have this last leg of wave 5 being here, or being ended here, and with this wave C completed. Or was it not that one, sorry, this one, where we would have the A wave here with the 5 waves completed here. Now we would be looking for wave B to come up, and then we would be pivoting down. But let's take a look at the time elements here as well. So if we had the wave 3 here at 14th of June, we could be looking at the wave 4 earliest around these times we had. So 38.2 is basically the minimum we would want to see it going to. So again, comparing first, the white count is for the wave 3 comparison, and it goes beyond the wave 4 pivots later than the minimum extension. So that is fine. The yellow though is not getting there completely. So 38.2, which I would consider minimum, is a bit late. So, or this wave 4 is early, one or the other. So this makes it less likely to me. Also, I'm not sure how we are going to be looking into this structure here. We have to be saying, again, 3-way move, but I'm not sure how we're going to be counting this. I had this marked. What was I thinking? I'm not quite sure at the moment. There was some good point I had to be making here. Alteration, that's probably it. We do have this structure here in wave 2, creating some kind of a 3-way structure here, in which wave X, I think it goes beyond the start of the wave structure here. Yeah, it does. So we would have 2 different corrections, the wave 2 and the wave 4, that go beyond the start of the wave structure. So that is definitely not normal. So that's why I had this circled here, just to remind you that that is not basically having an alteration there. Again, this last leg here does not look really good either. We have to force it kinda the 5-way structure in here to finish this whole thing. But again, it is possible. Now let's take a look at the structures after. Bearish one first. First, this is saying that we had, or I've labeled it as a WXY into W here. Again, WXY into X, and now we would be looking for last leg to complete. At this moment, the wave X here did get to almost around the 0.5 retracement of this W wave, so that is fine. Minimum would be the 38.2, which it definitely did cover. The WXY here inside the wave X gets the extension for the wave Y of 0.618 of this W, so that is fine as well. Overall, this looks pretty okay. However, there's a lot of overlapping structures, why I think this is more corrective than the bullish count, or more likely than the bullish count. So overall, where are we aiming for the wave Y? At least the 22.3k area, and the 1-to-1 extension is at 23.884, so around these levels. Now, the structure from the wave X starting, really corrective. A lot of overlapping structures, as you see. So it is, again, kind of hard to say what structure is part of what. So we could have this as first leg, this could be second, this could be third, and now we'd be connecting this first leg with this connector to the next one, okay? Or we could have this one as the first, this as second, third, then correcting and then going higher. It is really hard to say with these corrective patterns how these are going to be affecting each other. But again, that's the way I look at it at the moment. A couple of different options. On bullish count, we had this idea of this being a 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Of course, there is alteration, but again, 3 is really wonky looking as a 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Nothing really wrong about it. It just doesn't have a really good look for it. So this would be a 1 or an A wave. Most likely A if we have to play this bullish scenario. In this, again, we would have that three-way structure here into wave B or wave 2, and then we would be looking for higher prices. Now, again, this would be needed to have a five-way structure in here, so we have to be really trying to look for that. Let's see if this is even possible to be a wave 2 here. So this is okay. So this next structure here, if we are saying we could have this as a 5-way move here, we can have this as a 3-way move. We do not get the 1.618 retracement of this first leg here for the second one. So it is possible that we have this as a wave 1. If we can find 5 waves in here, this would be wave 2, and then we would go on further. I guess we could look again this as another 1-2 setup, but we'll see how that turns out. These are really, I feel like we have to be forcing the count here in the bullish count. So overall, I would be really considering this as a very little chance of being the right count. So not really likely. So I'm still overall looking for lower targets, whether we are going to get this as the wave 4 here, or whether this is already created the 4 and now we would be correcting for wave B. On a lower time frame, I would be looking this, however, whether we are going to be stuck with this structure here where we had the previous wave 4s. It is possible. We do have some volume here, not too much though. If we are getting up onto these levels of 24k and above, there could be some bumps here higher, just based on the volume. So let's see. Let's take a look at this retracement before we go. Golden pocket right here, very high up though. I would not expect the way, if this is indeed the wave 5 of this whole structure, I would not expect wave B to be here, or wave 2. So again, it would make this structure more bullish, I guess, overall. But that is just me and my thoughts. If you have other counts you would like to share, there's a link to my Discord server in the description below. Also, if you would like me to update a certain other asset, let me know in the comments below. For now, I thank you for watching and I hope you have an amazing rest of your day. See you in the next video. Bye bye.